So I wanted to tell y'all this story of this girl I used to work with in my 20s. Her name was Summer. I used to work with her. A lot of people didn't like her too much. And because she was kind of like a Karen, like she had like a Karen spirit, she always took to me because I was so kind to her. And I was like, well, you know, I don't want to not be nice to her. Mind you, I'm in my 20s. I'm still trying to recognize that Karen spirit and, you know, how to stay away from women like that, right? She was like, hey, how about we hang out one day? You come over to the house and we'll make some dinner. We'll hang out and talk and, you know, get to know each other. I'm like, okay, cool. So I go over to her house one night. She's like, so we cook together, we're laughing, talking, trying to find some similarities. And gal, let's just watch a movie. So we watch a movie, we're talking, and I'm just, you know, hanging out with her. And she said, girl, she wanted to tell me what her biggest fear was. And her biggest fear was that a black man would break into her house and attack her and rape her. And I was like, that's so specific, you know, that's your biggest fear. And so she was like, yeah, that's my biggest fear, blah, blah, blah. She's just really a dramatic type of person. And I thought that was kind of weird, but I was like, whatever, you know, that's her fear. That's next day I get back to work. She don't show up to work. So everybody's like, hey, where's Summer, blah, blah, blah. I just seen her just the other day. And, like the day or the day after, but she missed a few days of work. But anyway, come to find out, this girl, they was like, the girls at work was like, hey, do you know what happened to Summer? I was like, no, what happened to her? And they were like, oh, these two black guys broke into her house and attacked her. I was like, are you serious? So the whole time I'm thinking, this has got to be a joke. Like, this has got to be a joke. And I was like, somebody broke in and attacked her? What happened to her? Oh, she's saying that the police were called and they broke in and they attacked her and they tried to. And the whole time I'm thinking, you've got to be kidding me. In my mind, I'm thinking this, but I didn't say this to nobody else because I'm like, this has got to be a joke, you know, or just a really bad coincidence. So they was like, oh, well, do you plan on reaching out to her? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to give her a call. So I called her and she sounded like she was all asleep. She's like, oh, hey, you know, how's it going? I was like, what's going on? I heard about what happened. Somebody broke in. She's like, yeah, two black guys broke in. And she was all tearful and crying. And I was just like, that's crazy. But I didn't repeat what she had originally said because that was so weird for that to have happened right after she told me that story. So come to find out, she was all distraught and was like, oh, I can't come to work anymore. And 2 weeks later, she was moving back to California to go be back with her ex-husband. She was like, oh, I'm going to go back and he's going to let me come back home. It's too dangerous for me here, blah, blah, blah. So we go over there. We tried to have like a little moving party or whatever. And she was trying to act all distraught. Well, anyway, it came out like a month later. They never found the guys. You know why they never found them? Because they didn't exist. She made the whole story up. She made up the entire story, and all of the girls were like, I can't believe she lied. Why would she lie about something like that? And then I finally came out, was like, she told me days before this even happened that was her biggest fear. And then it came out that somebody had broken into her house, but that really didn't happen. She made up that whole story. Now, I'm not sure to this day if it was for her to get out of her lease or if she was trying to get back into the good graces of her ex-husband. I don't know what it is, but we were in our 20s, and that girl made up that elaborate story, called the cops, reported it to them, and then it came out months later. That it wasn't true. The people that have that spirit, that have that Karen spirit, they're like that from a young age. Like, I believe they're like that even in their teens. They're like that. They're wired that way, because even to this day, when I think back on that story, I just laugh and I'm like, I can't even believe that happened. I can't believe that she came up with that story, called the cops, moved, broke her lease, and then it came out she was lying, because I didn't say nothing about the story that she told me, because I'm like, they're not going to believe me if I say that that's what she told me her biggest fear was, and then it happened a few days later. Anyway.